Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bilco number RPRS7SS. This is a replacement lock handle assembly for Bilco typical roof hatches. What makes this one a bit special is the SS in the part number. That means stainless steel. So all of the components here, not all of them, but it's all non-ferrous. That's the important part. Got a magnet here. That spring there is going to be ferrous based. That's, I think, the only way that they can really do a spring. But everything else is pretty much stainless. Okay. So that is the latch case that you see there. We're going to go over all the parts. I'm going to give you dimensions as we go along. And then we'll talk about the link to below this video to the installation instructions. Overall width of the case, 5 3/4. Center of the screw holes is 5 inch. It may be referred to as something else elsewhere, like 4.5 inch. That paperwork, if it still exists by the time you're watching this, is incorrect. It's 5 inch center to center. The height on the screw centers, or the depth, about 2 1/8. Okay. Overall height, 2 7/8. Projection of that latch, therefore, is about 3/8 of an inch. Height of the unit, 1 5/8. Location of the spindle, about 2 5/16 from the long end, and about 2 1/8 from the back end. Okay. Then you're going to get your handle assembly. You're going to have your inside handle, which is here, and a drive pin. You're going to have your exterior handle with the latch and your ability to be able to padlock it, a rubber gasket. This is all non-ferrous with the exception of the pin that's in here holding that handle on. I'm certainly very tempted to say that this is aluminum, but it's heavy for aluminum. You know what? I'm going to say that it's stainless because it's slightly magnetic, and stainless is slightly magnetic. That pin is certainly going to be steel, though. Okay. So your interior, exterior handles. Moving on now. You're going to get a strike plate, and that is for obviously the sidewall. Overall height, 2 inch. Overall width, 2 1/2. Location of those screw holes we can judge too as well. The reason I give the location of these screw holes is because it quite frankly helps people identify if this is the right unit or what they're needing to replace. So from the one end, 1/2 inch, all the way over to about 2 inch to the center. From the top of the strike, about 1 5/16. You're going to get on the inside the ability to lock the unit as well. So you'll get an angle bracket, a triangular angle bracket, and then an angle bracket. And one will go on your lid, one will go on your sidewall, allowing you to padlock it from the inside. Moving on, you'll get a bag of bolts, package of bolts. Having them in 2 separate bags is atypical. So you're going to get bolts. Sorry about that noise if you heard that. You're going to get bolts to be able to hold your lock case on. You're going to get bolts to hold everything on. Your strike, etc. All of these bolts are non-ferrous. Okay, not magnetic. So really the only thing that's going to be magnetic in here or ferrous-based is going to be the springs. And that must just be because stainless is not appropriate for manufacturing springs of this nature. I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but I know that certain, the springs are going to be ferrous-based. Okay. Yeah. There you go. So now there's a link below this video to the instructions, and the instructions The installation instructions go step by step, pertaining removing an existing handle and obviously repeating the process. And at this point, we will go through those steps, is what we're going to do. So that link to the instructions is below this video. Looking at page 1, figure 1, the removal steps start with opening the door naturally. Using an 1/8 of an inch punch, they want you to drive out the pin holding the interior handle on. Okay, a pin and a punch to drive that pin out. You won't want to remove it all the way out, just to the point where you can get the handle off, because you'll need to seat it back in. Okay, and that handles steps 2 and 3 on page 1. Moving on to step 4, there will be a washer that you're going to have, and those washers are buried down in here in your installation, so you'll use one of the smaller washers when you're reinstalling the material. So expect to have a washer there. Perhaps there's not, but perhaps you're not even removing one because you're buying one because it's been removed already. So you will have the handle removed, expect a washer. Moving to step 5, you'll tap out the exterior handle from the inside because it will be projecting through like this. You'll tap that out. It moves us down to page 3. From there, you'll be able to pull the rest of the handle off from the exterior and remove the rest of the hardware, namely the 2 bolts that are holding this portion on. And what you're going to notice is that you might have, depending on your installation, a couple of lower profile bolts that will go there to make room so that it actually operates between this space here. Moving on now to page 4. Okay, so now we're on page 4, where you're going to be left with your 2 low-profile screws that you've likely removed, and again, you need those for the clearance between these 2 parts. Okay. Quite frankly, the height of the standard bolt head is adequate to fit between there anyway. In this package, there are no differentiation on the low-profile head. Should that be a concern, you might just want to build that out with one more washer. Moving on to step 5 now, you can see that you've got a socket wrench and you're going to remove your lock body. You'll also see your triangular angle bracket in figure 9, where that is positioned. And then you basically just start the process over, is what you end up doing, reattaching everything as listed back down through pages 5 through 9. There is a technical drawing shown on the last 2 pages, which is a nice parts line drawing is really what it is, to review all of that. Okay, so the removal is quite simple and straightforward. The only thing to be note of is if you do have low profile screws, to be sure to use those there. Don't tap your pins all the way out. You'll need to reuse those, possibly, if you're reusing it. Some people will buy only a new lock case. Okay, you can buy only the lock case, and you can buy only the trim as well, or you can buy the entire kit, depending on what your needs are. Bilco is a comprehensive manufacturer of all things roof hatch related, and the reason I'm especially partial to Bilco is because access to parts, being able to continue to get useful service out of the significant investment in a roof hatch, whether it's the handle or the lock case or even the gasketing. It's all available from Bilco, and it's a reason, I think, to consider them if you are doing a new roof hatch installation as well. If you have any questions on the Bilco RPRS7SS stainless steel replacement latch and handle assembly, or any other Bilco product, please feel free to reach out to us.